My name is Adelyn. Actually, I learned about this many years ago. Because I'm already 60 over, if I don't duplicate this technique to the others, I will just bring it to the coffin with me. So I was sharing with Alex about what I know, and then see how we can do something for the community, right? So Alex is kind enough to let us use the place and then organize some friends to come over so that, you know, we share what I know about and what he knows about, okay? So practically this is called palm diagnosis, meaning actually our body is the best doctor. Right? When you go and see a doctor, the doctor will ask you whether you got cough or not, you got fever or not, you got this or not, that or not. You are telling the doctor. But with this technique, you don't have to tell me anything. I will tell you what is wrong with your body. Right? What is happening inside. It can be diagnosed through maybe your iris, you know, iridology. Right? Sometimes you go to someone who do the reflexology, they can also tell you. As they massage your foot, they can tell you also you got this problem, that problem. Alright? Some people, they are good enough, they can even check from the ears. Some, they use certain equipments, they test it on your pulses and all that, the pressure points. They can also tell what is wrong with the body. But the one that I learned is the simplest. Because you just need these white lights. And you can read with your own naked eyes. So whoever is interested to learn, you can actually master this art and then you diagnose for your own family members so that, you know, whenever they face any problem, you won't be panicked. Sometimes when we get panicked, we tend to think of all the negative things. Like I myself, for instance, my family members, there are many of them getting cancer. So whenever I have some problem, for example, like once, this lymph node here swell up, you know. So my hand, I cannot put it down. And the whole thing swells to be very, very big. So I put my hand like this all the time. And then, when you are having that problem, what is the first thing that comes to your mind? I think all of us are the same. I started thinking of all the negative things. I could be actually having breast cancer, you know, that sort of thing. So we are actually frightening ourselves. The more you are worried, actually, it will worsen the problem. So this is a very simple diagnosis where you can trace anything that goes wrong at a cellular level. That means before the doctor can tell you what is wrong with you using all his equipments, you just read your own palm, you already know. And sometimes you can even diagnose yourself and then you tell the doctor where to check. For example, like my mother's case, she was actually very giddy and then started vomiting, diarrhea, everything. So we brought her to this Assunta hospital. The doctor says we have to give her a thorough checkup from head to toes. You know, you have to undergo so many scanning, so many, imaging, and which is actually very bad for health, right? My mother was very worried about the CT scan because she has never undergone all that kind of things before. Now, I told the doctor, I said there's no need to check on her brain because there's nothing wrong with her brain. Usually, people who are old, they are scared that we may have high risk of stroke. They have to check the brain, you know, to see whether there is any bursting of the small capillaries or not. I told the doctor, you don't have to check on her brain, you check on her stomach. Doctor said, why are you so sure that there's nothing wrong with the brain? I said, I know how to see from her hand. And this doctor shake his head, you know, this is impossible. So he started checking her, and that cost almost $5,000. CT scan and then whatever scan that is needed, checking on her heart, checking on her brain, nothing is wrong. And finally, sends my mother to do an endoscopy. Check on her stomach, and true enough, there is a small ulcer in the stomach. Okay, that causes a lot of digestive problems. Now, this is something that I want to quote to you to let you know what this palm diagnosis is all about. We are not being doctors, but we can tell what is wrong from our own hand, so that when you go for a proper checkup in the hospital, you are very specific. Don't waste your money checking on everything and then it come back to the one that you have diagnosed. Right? This is something very interesting. To me, I feel it's very interesting. I learned this because about 10 years ago, I was very, very sickly. From head to toes, nothing is right with my body. When I drive for 20 kilometers, I'm all blackout already. That was how bad my health status was. So when I finished seeing all the Western doctors, they cannot do anything to help me. So no choice, I have to turn to the Chinese Sifu, which I don't actually quite trust them. Alright? So the Chinese Sifu also frightened me out of the hell out of me. You know what she did? She put her hand on my pulses here, and then she started nodding like this, shaking her head. I look at her, well, I tell you what, my face also changed, pale, turned pale already. Because when you touch people's hand and then start shaking your head, this is really very frightening, you know. So after that, she prescribed me Chinese type of medicine that cost me $600. The minute I take one mouthful only, I'm lying flat on the floor. I cannot even sleep on the bed. So from then on, I know I have to find a way of taking care of my health already. All this while, we learn how to make money, right? We learn a lot of tricks and skill to make ourselves rich. But we never learn how to take care of our health. One day, if you have made enough of money, I tell you, we are going to give everything back to the doctors. Because by then, our health is so poor that whatever they say, we are scared that they don't even want to operate for us also. That's how bad. So I learned up this skill, and then initially, you know, this skill is very easy. Just take 3 days only. Even if you want to learn, I can teach. 3 days, but practical and theory is always not the same. Okay? In the class, the doctor will tell you, if you notice there's a black spiky sign on the hand, it means cancer. I tell you, I look around from all my friends. When I hear that they got nose cancer, I go and see the palm first. You know, you must know the place where the nose is. Look at the nose. No, it's not black, but the person is already having cancer. And then people who have uterus cancer, alright, I go and see. Nothing that shows black in color, but she's having cancer. So I said practical and theory actually is different. Then only I realized the initial stage of cancer, when it appears on the palm, is white in color, but in the form of broken glasses. Okay, that is through my years of practice. I noticed the difference. When a person's hand already appeared black color, spiky, and like a black ant on the palm, I tell you that is already the last stage of cancer. And the person usually is no more there. So you cannot find this on the palm. Okay? Usually, if the color is dark green or dark brown, it's already bad enough. That is already stage 2, stage 3 already. Okay? So today, we are going to show you how we do it, which is very simple. Okay? I will show you and tell you how it is like, and later on, you all go and decide with Alex if you are keen to learn. Alright? Take care of your own family members. Not for doing business or by reading for everybody, but it's a good thing to practice on your own family members so that anything detected early is always preventable, is curable. Don't wait until it's already critical. Then the doctor said, you also don't know what to do already. We also got panic already. Right? A lot of times when doctor diagnose and say we are having this or that, I tell you, earlier, prior to that, we never learned how to take care of the body, what to eat, but when the stage comes, whatever people say, we just buy. Whether it works or not, we don't know. because we have never spent any time or effort to learn what is actually good for the body. Alright? So this is a rough, brief idea.